This is going to be the most important video I've done on the channel thus far, but these three circles started almost 5 years ago, and they started as two circles. We're going to go over the two circles, and then I'm going to get into the epiphany that I had last night that is going to change your life. The first circle we're going to talk about is the circle of concern. Now, what I would like you to do is take out a piece of paper and follow along with me. You can also do this at the end of the video. I'm going to take my notes from 2020 and I'm going to start filling in our circle of concern. So what was that for me? Self-esteem was a big issue. Creating wealth during this time was the pandemic. For some reason, I cared about the Fed. I had just sold my house, so the plan was to buy a new home. I had no friends. I was going broke. I was very concerned with politics. BLM was driving me nuts, and I wanted to learn more American history. Now, I've condensed some of those here. One more was my weight. I was very inactive. After 10 years of losing 110 pounds, I was falling apart during the first 6 months of the pandemic. The second circle, before we get into the main circle, was my circle of influence, meaning what in my circle of concern did I have control of? I had control of staying healthy. We are all in control of creating wealth for ourselves. We are all in control of having good relationships and friends. We are in control of helping people. And most importantly, we're in control of our future. That is the circle of influence. How does it relate to the circle of concern? This is our influence. Everything that we don't have direct influence on goes back in the outer bubble. So politics, pandemic, but you get it, okay? Everything, the Federal Reserve. You might as well even put the weather in there. Everything that doesn't fit in the influence bubble needs to go into the concern bubble. And when you look at that bubble, it doesn't concern you. That's called Hegelian dialectic. So what is this big ass circle here? This is what took me almost 5 years to figure out. And I was laying in bed writing my new book, and the first page of this journal's from 2021. It says nutrition. That's the benefit of journals, is that you just start them. And honestly, this book started in 20, but sporadically I wrote in it. There's only about 20 pages that were actually written in it before I actually started writing a book this year, the third or fourth book. This big ass circle, this is what we're going to call the circle of direction. This is something I came up with. Now, what is in the circle of direction? Everything that ties your circle of influence together. So let's get into it. This year, I burnt all the bridges for things that do not serve me. And the past 2 months have been, I would say, upstairs. A lot of insanity has been going on. Since quitting cannabis, I've had nightmares every single night. And the thing that helps me is helping you. It's going to be different for everybody. For me, my circle of direction is YouTube. I want to thank you for being here, because every view, every subscriber, every loyal viewer, not only does the channel grow, but we're able to help more people because the algorithm spreads out to other people that help. That is why it is so important to join the channel, comment, like, subscribe, and spread this web of information, because a lot of us are hurting right now. Now, what does YouTube do in my circle of direction? One, it helps me build self-esteem. This circle might be real estate agent or doctor or lawyer for you. For me, I'm diving 100% into this game. So number one, helping to build self-esteem. This is my circle of direction. Number two, creating wealth. Now, I've never made a dime from YouTube, But the other day, someone sent me $2.71 of Monero. That might have as well been $1 million because it gave me hope. And I'm going to bang out more videos for you so that you don't make the same mistakes I do. So in my circle of direction, I now have 2 out of the 5 or 6 circles of influence. Number 3 being the most important for me, having friends. Now, I advocate for having friends in real life. If you've watched the other videos, I have 4 good friends that are all considered brothers in some way or another. But speaking to you via the comments, via direct messages on X, even though your face might be a logo of a crypto coin, I understand what you're going through because we're sharing our problems. So number 4, the future. I truly believe in my circle of direction that this avenue to express myself, you could be a writer, a journalist, you could make films, you could be a doctor, a lawyer. Expressing yourself is crucial in the circle of direction. Maybe you're a carpenter and you make flags for people and you change their lives, like my life was changed by the flag I have behind this board. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to take a lot of things from your concern or your influence, but the only thing that we have power over is the direction of our lives, and the only items that belong in the circle of direction is things that we have influence on. My health. This is one of the hardest ones for everybody. If you look at my other videos, it's not as hard as it seems. I'll be giving you the equation soon, the Sterling-Passmore equation, if you want to do some outside research, but I'm going to spell it out as simple as it can be. Now, these 5 items are not only part of my circle of concern, meaning I have low self-esteem from time to time. There were decades where all I had was low self-esteem. Creating wealth, my entire life, all I wanted is a family, some kids, and a little plot of land to grow my food, to raise my catahulas, my cannabis, and just be secluded from life, but somewhat close to society so that I can expose my family to culture, right? Or whatever we have left of it. Having friends. As a guy, if you can find 3 or 4 good buddies and you're building together, meaning your self-esteem is bouncing off of each other, you're bouncing ideas, you're being honest with one another when someone's drifting, you might feel lost. Having close friends is going to help you not feel lost. 4, building self-esteem, creating wealth, having friends. It's all about the future. Simple enough, right? A book I'm reading, Ku's Own Method. Don't will anything into existence. The imagination is far more powerful than willpower. And in fact, if you mix will with imagination, the imagination is going to work against you, right? As I said in the other videos, I am going to sleep means I'm going to sleep. If I have insomnia and I say I will go to sleep, it just builds anxiety. Just like saying I will have a family. I already have the farm. I already have the wealth, and it's sitting in that infinite intelligence waiting for us to be accessed directly by the amount of help, service, and gratitude that you give to other people. There was a saying in wilderness when we left the campsite, leave it better than you found it. I try to do that with all relationships in my life. Any relationship, you want to leave that relationship better than you found it. And that's not always easy. Last but not least, health. Something that we are directly in control, influence of, is our health. It's as easy as saying, I am healthy, and convincing yourself that whatever ails you will pass soon. It might not make sense now, but I try to tell myself everything will pass that is bad, and there's always a lesson. Now, I don't know if you can tell here, but the circle of direction is the gift that you give to the world. It's the gift that you can give and never lack in. At the beginning of this video, I told you the goal of this channel is for me to teach you everything there is that I know. In order to figure out what we really want, we create a circle of concern. We put everything in there that ails us, that we want, our hopes, our dreams. And then we take out the items that we truly have control over. We put them in here in our circle of influence. Everything that concerns you goes in the outside of influence, because these items we have no control over. We have no control when they release a virus. We have no control when the Federal Reserve raises or lowers rates. We have no control who the president is, even though the illusion is that you might. Our circle of direction, the circle of you, the circle of me, that is the only thing we have control over. So we take these items in the small circle, we write them down in whatever order we want, and your brain will figure out what goes at the top. If you got any value out of this video, please help Ruby and I get to the farm.